Hi, everyone. It's your favorite ex-Muslim couple coming to you to discuss something you just really need to know. Is oral sex permissible in Islam? We're going to have a fun show today. All right, let's get into it. All right, before we get started, I mean, what do you think the answer is going to be?
From this guy?
Yeah.
I'd say no.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I always thought as a Muslim it was, but maybe that's just what I wanted to wanted it to be. So,
I
all right,
same.
yeah.
But
I'll start the video.
His
okay.
second question was about oral sex.
I want to know what his first question was if his second question was. But unfortunately it was cut off, so we don't know. Yeah.
Probably wasn't done.
And I cannot go into details, of course, but let it be known that in our religion, it is prohibited for a person to touch his private parts while urinating. It is prohibited to cleanse and purify yourself with your right hand after answering the call of nature, whether urinating or defecating. And
it's kind of strange that, so like if you're a guy and you're standing up, like, he's saying you can't hold it. You just have to let it like
Maybe because okay. I was thinking, okay, this is what I was thinking when he said this. I'm thinking maybe he thinks if you're a guy and you touch yourself, maybe you're gonna want to masterbate. I don't know.
Maybe he thinks also that some consider it that if obviously if the whole thing about wudu is if you touch your private part, many of them consider that you have to do a wudu again. So, but then you're using the washroom, so that
As
doesn't
I
make any
mean,
sense. Yeah.
you still have to purify yourself again because
And
of
then he's
this.
saying you
So
can't wash yourself with your right hand, but then that's why we wash our hands.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I was
Yeah.
telling you this the other day. I took many years ago, I took a course about deviance, like the history of deviance, and it's just, this whole right hand, this and that. It's just like another example of how this is all man-made,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
It's soap and water. That's what you need. Doesn't matter which hand you use. Point is, did you wash it? Like,
I can't imagine though. Let's say you have diarrhea or something, or there's just it's a really messy situation, and it's you can't touch yourself, but you have to wipe, and I mean you can only wipe with the left hand, like grab toilet left hand.
yeah.
It's just oh my god, it's
Yeah.
too much. It's too much.
Yeah, it's Muhammad's mind trying to make everything like very legalistic, right?
Yeah.
Almost like OCD almost.
And the scholars say that this is obvious because Allah honors the right.
It's obvious.
The left hand is to be used for dirty things. So the right is honored in Islam. Now,
I think this is why Allah has two right hands. There's a hadith like that. Allah has two hands and they're both right hands. How does that work?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
strange,
God.
like you said. It's like why the hate on left, right?
There's
Even in the
yeah.
Quran, it says the bad people will get the book in the left hand instead of the right hand, or behind the back, or whatever.
There's so many examples of this, why you're not in your right mind.
Yeah.
There's so many uses of this with the right hand, right this, right that. So, yeah.
Yep.
And I think I think if I remember correctly too, this whole right hand, this and that thing, it started with religion. It makes sense.
Yeah.
ask you a question. Which is more honored? Your right hand that you eat with, or your mouth that you say the Shahada with, that you recite the Quran with, that you say the name of Allah Azza wa Jal with, to be used in such filthy things that we did not
Such filthy things.
learn except from the kafir. Even the dogs may not do this, the
How does he
animals.
know?
So one should refrain from such filthy things.
Okay, that's the video. So his argument is that it's not permissible because you read the Quran with the same mouth. And I've actually heard this from other Muslims as well. I'm going
Yeah.
to share something else here. And this is an article that kind of agrees with what he's saying. So this is, I think, the more common opinion. I would like to ask a question which people have shied away from or afraid to discuss. I tried to look in some Islamic books, but there's no clear guidance. The many married couples were not sure about this, but have not had the courage to ask, including myself until now. I would like to know, what is the Islamic Sharia ruling is on the subject of sex between husband and wife? Is it permissible for husband and wife to take or touch each other's private parts in each other's mouth? I do hope that you will help with this. Well, they have to give up all of this fun stuff. Okay. So, firstly, it should be understood that Islam is a religion of modesty and shame.
Shame.
Yeah, shame.
Wow.
Encourages its followers to be modest and not have the instincts of animals. Modesty is one of those things which distinguish a human being from an animal. Okay, and then it says you should feel free to ask questions about sex, so on and so forth. People, the issue of oral sex is frequently asked. It's actually funny. Okay, then he says anal sex is forbidden. Allah will not look at one who has anal sex with his wife. Okay, that's okay. I don't want him looking at me anyways. Sex, sex during menstruation. Sex during menstruation. We don't really need to discuss that in detail, but like it's an unnecessary thing that comes from Judaism, and it's not harmful in any way, but they probably thought it was. There's an obsession. Anyways, we'll get to that. There's an obsession with calling bodily fluids filth, right? As far as oral sex is concerned, there are two aspects to the issue. One being the moral aspect. Wow, so it's a moral issue now. And the other, the actual ruling. Okay, so let's see what I have to say. Because he's almost saying that the ruling is not connected to the morality,
Okay.
which is an interesting implication, which I don't know if he's realizing. Because according to Islam, everything should be based on morality, not just based on the whims and just like arbitrary things that are like fiqh. Like fiqh's supposed to be based on morality. But okay, let's say, with regards to the first
Interesting.
aspect, there is no doubt the act of oral sex in its full meaning, whatever that means, is a totally shameful act.
Wow.
The mouth, which is used to recite the dhikr, the remembrance of Allah, send salutations on the blessed messenger of Allah, recite the Holy Quran, and other things, cannot be used for filthy and dirty things such as oral sex, especially if it includes the filth entering the mouth. Now, don't you find it strange that the thing that babies come from, semen, sperm, that's considered, they're calling that filth and dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this is the substance that life comes from. This is life creating substance. And according to Islam, is filth.
You know what's interesting too? I'm just thinking how Islam allows 4 wives, sex slaves you can buy, sell women.
Yeah.
So for one guy, even Muhammad, all of his wives, when you're constantly having sex with all of these different women, what do you think could happen? Diseases. You can get bacterial vaginosis. You can get nasty discharge, yeast infections, and that's not coming from oral sex. Like, let's say for the sake of argument that there is no oral sex happening, it's just penis and vagina all the time nonstop. That's still going to do something, to make you unclean, to make you, you can get yeast infections, like I said, bacterial vaginosis. So
Look
to
what this
say
says.
like oral sex is filthy,
Yeah.
there's other things that could happen when you're just having sex.
Yeah, look what this one says.
Ew.
He used to go around all his wives with one bath. Yeah, so all of his wives that he was married to at the time without taking a bath in between. So yeah, that's very clean according to Islam, I guess.
And that's definitely a way to get bacterial vaginosis and to get yeast infections, urinary tract infections.
Also,
But
his slaves, they may have had STIs, STDs, right?
herpes existed back then. That's a
Yeah.
very old disease. It's very old STD that existed back then. But where is the mention of that? Oh, there is none. There is none. Just so this oral sex being filthy thing and whatever, that's a bunch of nonsense.
Yep, exactly. All right, so then he's going on about the Sharia ruling. It depends what you mean. Okay, So from just kissing the private parts to actually swallowing a filth, I don't think this actually is defined as, I mean, obviously that's part of it, but it's not a necessary part of it. If
Yeah.
oral sex means to insert the penis in the wife's mouth to the extent that she takes in the filth,
The
whether
filth.
whether it's semen or pre-ejaculatory fluid, the man takes filth of the woman in his mouth. This is not permissible. Yeah, obviously
Wow.
with what's called pre-cum, it's going to go in the mouth for sure, right? However, it's the
Yeah.
same act as practice using a condom. Wow, the including condoms in the modern day fatwas now, which didn't exist
Oh.
back then, right? Then this should be permissible. Although this, like, I wonder how many Muslim couples in a monogamous marriage have to use condoms for oral sex because of this.
I bet there's like none. Except maybe the guy who wrote this.
No, I think the fact that they're asking means that they're worried about this, and of course they're not going to do things. I mean, many will do whatever they want, but the fact that this is a question that's been asked over and over again means many Muslims are avoiding this because they feel guilty about it, right?
Yeah.
Especially the
This
older
is so
community.
bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, Sheikh Asim al Hakim is talking about this for a reason, right?
Well, I guess for the women who don't really like their husbands in these arranged unhappy marriages or whatever, I guess this is one less thing they have to do if they
Yeah,
go by this ruling.
I also wonder about, oral sex from the man to the woman. Like there's none of them are discussing that. Nobody's saying, because how would you say that one's forbidden, right? You'd have to
Yeah.
come up with some strange way of defining that because there's not like a major fluid issue there. There's not like women have, in the vagina they have lube, like it's naturally lubricating, but it's
Yeah.
not like a man. So why would that be haram? But again, they're gonna go back to, oh, but you read Quran with that mouth of yours, so it's like a silly thing. One
Yeah.
more thing that's kind of, when he talked about the shame, it reminded me of something else. It reminded me how in many fatwa websites, right, people even ask, I would like to know whether sleeping naked with your spouse is permitted.
Oh, yeah, we were
People
talking
actually,
about this.
yeah, people actually ask about this. And the crazy thing is that it to some people this is like considered, you're not supposed to do this. I've heard from Muslims, you're not supposed to even look at your naked wife. I mean, this is now maybe not as common an opinion, but there are like reasons why people believe this, right? So the counter to this is the hadith that Prophet said he had, basically a bath with his wife, right? And
Yeah.
they were in the same tub or whatever. However, there are other reasons why that you're not supposed to look at the nakedness of your wife. So in this fatwa, there's actually someone asking, can Muslim spouses have intercourse naked? Which sounds like a hilarious question.
Yeah.
Like that's the answer should be obvious. Why are they asking that? Why are Muslims so stuck on these things? Because of the hadith and the teachings of Islam, right? And this question is saying, I was told by an Islamic teacher that janaba, or intimacy of spouses, is not permitted if uncovered by sheet or blanket, because angels who are present are ashamed and insulted by naked bodies of spouses in the state of janaba. Janaba means like defilement, like you're sexually
Right.
impure. Isn't it strange to think that this religion is actually a religion of shame, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Like
You know
you
what?
yep.
Even with the oral sex thing, talking about the woman giving the man oral sex and not the other way around, that's like another way to, which is weird because that would benefit men for them
Yeah,
to get oral sex, but
yeah.
in some strange twist of events here, somehow it's become shameful for the
Yeah.
woman to do this.
But they didn't
And
even
that's
talk about
probably the only
they didn't even
what?
talk about a woman benefiting from this. None of the fatwa websites said a man should do this.
Yeah.
They all say it's, the mouth leading, like they come up with the stupidest reasons
Yeah.
to deny. Even the woman's denied. The man, okay, because of the rules around ejaculate or whatever, the man gets denied in this, according to these fatwas. But then the woman, for no reason, she's just denied anyways,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We got to find a way to throw the woman under the bus in Islam, even if there's no good reason for it.
This
The-
is crazy too, with all of the hadith out there, all of the sources out there that in today's time, modern day, people are actually asking this.
Yeah.
1400 years later, people are asking, can I have sex naked? Like,
It's funny.
you know,
With all the holes in Islam, the other hole that comes to mind that's related to this is when you read the Quran, it's clear that, and the Hadith, that when it talks about homosexuality, it's talking about man with man. It always talks
yeah,
about anal intercourse. But what about woman? Where in the Quran does it forbid that? It doesn't clearly forbid that. But again, women are thrown under the bus. Another example of how women are thrown under the bus in Islam, a man can have female slaves and have sex with them, right? The right hand possesses.
yeah,
Why is it not allowed for a woman to have a male slave and have sex with him? Her right hand possesses him. Guess
yeah,
what? Somehow they find a way of like saying no, it's forbidden for her, even though the Quran doesn't explicitly say that,
yeah,
because she just gets a short end of the stick, even when there's no reason to. They
right.
somehow find a way to throw women under the bus. In fact, nobody here is saying anything about, if it was about logic, it should be like, okay, there's no issue of fluid, so it should be fine if she's not menstruating. But no,
Yeah,
it's still not fine. But it gets worse, talking about shame, right? So these guys say, okay, let's go through it, right? Let's say we're going to talk about why this exists, this view. Abu Huraira said, the Messenger of Allah said, when one of you goes into his wife, let him be covered, for if he is not covered, the angels feel shy and depart. And if they have a child, the devil will have a share of him.
wow. That's
Messenger of
unhinged.
Allah said, one more hadith, when one of you goes unto his wife, let him cover and not be naked like donkeys. I know, it's funny, right?
Okay.
So this hadith they're saying is weak. This one, a couple of people class it as unauthentic. But the fact is that it continues to say that if you continue reading about it, right, the teaching does say that after you're done, you should cover up again. Even the ones that say it's fine to be naked, they say you should, once you're done, you just cover yourself up, right? And so there are values like this in the Muslim community. Now, of course, Islam rejects this, which is for me what I used to follow as a Muslim. But like, if you go to some other websites, maybe like Hanafi websites, they're more going to lean towards what we read on the first link, which was, don't do this oral sex, don't be naked, in front of, like, don't walk around your house naked, or don't be naked unnecessarily, cover yourself up right away. Like all of this sort of like, whether you want to call it shameful teachings, like
That's
pro
so
shame
interesting.
teachings. Sorry?
Huh. I said that's so interesting. And I always thought out of all the schools of thought that Hanafis were more lax with a lot of things, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess in certain ways, they all have their peculiarities. And in this case, there's a lot more of this like old-fashioned views of things, whereas Islam QA is more progressive, strangely, in this
Can you
one case.
imagine?
I
Can
know,
you
isn't that
imagine
funny?
though, for your whole marriage,
Yeah.
you're just basically cutting out a whole form of intimacy
Hmm.
and enjoying your partner. It's literally robotic. It's
Yeah.
gonna make sex
It's just
robotic.
baby making. That's what it is at the end of the
You
day, then,
just
right?
lube it up, put it in, and that's it. That's it. That's forever till you die. And then
Yeah.
you go to Jannah and get your Horiel and all that stuff. Maybe that's when you can start getting a
I don't know. This fatwa website, just to give a different opinion, this is AMJA, which is Assembly of Muslim Jurists of America. Sheikh Walid Basyuni, we all know him. He said,
Oh, that's the Al Maghrib guy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He goes by the opinion which you hear some sheikhs say, which is that unless it's explicitly forbidden, it's allowed. So this
Uh
led some scholars to say that such act was permissible, right?
uh
And I'm surprised to hear this, that he's saying semen is pure.
oh.
But pre-cum is a light impurity. I don't know how that works exactly. That's very
That's so
weird.
strange.
It's makes sense of it. Like
That's so strange.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is why we don't need this crap anymore. Just use your common sense.
Yep. Use your common sense, use the wisdom of the ages, learn from science and knowledge and psychology and all of these things, enjoy your relationships, right? don't
Yeah.
listen to this nonsense, right? Like, it is
Yeah,
what
this
it
is
is.
it's a form of intimacy, it's a form of closeness with your partner. There's all kinds of, good positive things about this, and
Yeah,
you do not need oh my god, you do not need to go on these websites and ask this stuff. Like, think for yourself. You don't need this crap.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Don't miss out on his beautiful experiences with your partner, whether you're straight or gay or whatever. Like, don't miss out on this stuff. This is your life, right? Enjoy your life. None of this is actually helping Muslim couples or non-Muslim couples, anybody. Like, this is just awful. Islam is awful. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Do subscribe if you're new here. Let us know what you think about this topic. This is a spicy one. This was a spicy one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Alrighty. This is Mr. and Mrs. Friendly Ex-Muslim.
Signing out. Bye, guys.
Bye. And don't forget, thank you to our patrons. You guys are the best. We love you all. If you'd like to join us, the link is below. Bye.
Bye.